Right, well, another matter the House is dealing with today, the unfolding political crisis in Ukraine, an emergency session getting underway on what Canada's response should be. One of the MPs who put forward the motion is James Bezan. He's a Conservative MP for Manitoba and the Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of National Defence. He joins us from Ottawa. James, talk to us a little bit about why this debate is so important, why it's needed.
Well, Todd, we're hearing from people in Ukraine. They want to see Canada take a very active role in condemning the actions that they are witnessing firsthand by the Yanukovych regime and how they are using riot police to quash any peaceful protests that have been happening on the street. We're hearing, of course, from Canadians who are proud of their Ukrainian heritage, and Canadians in general are very concerned of what they're seeing taking place and fear that Ukraine is starting to slip back into a Soviet-styled type of government.
James, you know this, of course, from your home province has a large Ukrainian-Canadian community, many other provinces as well. What can Canada realistically do here, though, to put pressure on the government of Viktor Yanukovych to ease up?
Well, one thing that we did do today is that I moved a motion in the House of Commons after question period, which passed unanimously, which condemns the violence. It calls on the government of Ukraine to repeal the draconian martial laws that it brought into place a couple of weeks ago. It asks them to pull back their riot police and allow the people to protest again in a peaceful way. So that democracy can start grabbing hold again and the people's will being expressed. We've also asked that they quit attacking freedom of religion, and specifically the Ukrainian Greek Orthodox Catholic Church, and want to make sure that all the civil liberties and the human rights that Ukrainians expect are actually being practiced and not penalized by this Ukrainian government.
You talked about the government crackdown, sort of a rollback of some of these emergency laws. We know there have been some deaths and sort of, as you're saying, a slide towards authoritarianism back to sort of the Soviet days. Realistically, though, Viktor Yanukovych, do you think he will call for an early election, James, or do you think he's going to try to sit tight and perhaps even crack down even more than he's already done?
Well, he's definitely starting to reach out to the opposition. There has been some talks that have been held over the past week between the opposition leaders, the organizers of the Maidan protest, and some international pressures are starting to mount. Canada is working very closely with our like-minded friends in Europe and around the world, trying to find a resolution and making sure that diplomacy and any measures that we can take collaboratively with our friends and allies will bring about a change, and that Yanukovych makes the right decision.
James Bezan is a MP from Manitoba and the Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of National Defence, coming to us today from Ottawa. James, thanks for your time.
Thanks for having me on, Todd.